Hi everyone, welcome to the Crossroads YouTube channel. This is where CCHS students read educational books to students like you. I'm Anna Brooks, I'm a senior at CC, and I use she, her, hers pronouns. This episode we're going to be talking about Black history for our first episode in our series on Black History Month. In this episode we'll be talking about slavery and the liberation of June 19th, also known as Juneteenth. A big part of slavery was the Underground Railroad, in which slaves who were unfairly put to work and unfairly treated were able to escape and try to find new opportunities for themselves and their families. With that, we will be going to read Under the Quilt of Night by Deborah Hopkinson and James E. Ransome. Running. I'm young, but my legs are strong. I can run. I run so fast, I lead the way. The ones I love to race right behind. Pounding dirt and grass, jumping rocks and roots. My feet make drum beats on the path. I'm running far away from the farm, where the masters worked us, hoeing and picking, mending and sewing, till my hands got raw. Now he wants to track me, catch me, chase me till my breath is gone, fence me in to be a slave again. But I'll make my steps, quick whispers in the dark. I'll run where he won't find me, under the quilt of night. A river! We search long to find a little boat, hidden in the reeds. Is it safe to go over? The water's deep and fast, but we cross without a sound, with the moon coming up over my shoulder to float across the sky. Waiting. Runaways like us must hide in daylight, so come morning we crouch in the bushes till night. It's hot. Sweat dribbles down my neck. Thorns rake my arms and legs. In the still afternoon, mosquitoes whine and tease, just like the overseer's children did. All I can do is wait for the cover of darkness. Oh, if only I could dance into the open and sing so loud the stars would hear and hurry out to guide our way. Watching. We run and hide. My cuts sting. My bites itch. I'm hungry all the time. One day at dusk, we make our way to a patch of woods at the edge of the town. There are more houses here. People, roads, danger. The others rest while I keep watch for a sign from the Underground Railroad, the friends who will help us get free. Woo, woo, woo! An owl trills softly. I stop my breath to listen. Is it really an owl, or the railroad's secret code? A sign that a friend is near? No, there he is, just a small fat bird with round yellow moons for eyes. I tried to be an owl myself, but my eyes hurt with watching. Then I see a woman walk around through her yard, wearing a plain dress. On her arm she carries a quilt in the air. She hangs it over the fence, then looks into the woods just once. I stare with all my might. I know what to look for. In most quilts, center squares are red, for home and heart. But these centers are dark, deep blue. This house hides a runaway. I'm brave enough to go forward first. When at last the stars are up, I pull the darkness around me and run through the long, wet grass. My foot trembles on the wooden step, and my knock is shivery and quick. Like the beating of my heart, "Who's there?" comes a voice. I swallow hard before I give the password. What if I'm wrong? But I trust the quilt, so I say, the friend of a friend. Hiding. A man and a woman let us in. They give us clean clothes, hot stew and biscuits, sweet cherry pie. We talk in whispers so we don't wake their little boy, already tucked in bed. Their daughter, just my age, lets me hold their kitten. We follow her lantern up narrow stairs to a secret room. Sleep now. Tonight we'll keep watch, she says. I lie awake wondering about others who have hidden here. I won't ever know their names, but I find a message, a rough carved place in the wood under my mat. I make my fingers into eyes to explore it. Just before I fall asleep, I see a star. Traveling. Wake up, hurry. Your master and his men are close behind. Our friend whisks us through the last folds of night and hides us deep in his wagon. The cold boards make me shiver. Straws prick my skin like needles. We go north, across a bridge, under trees, a zigzag of here and there. We can't turn back. We would be beaten, sold away. Our chances gone for good. We must go on or die. I hang on tight. Fear is so real. It lies here beside me. The wagon rattles, horses clomp. Suddenly I tremble. Voices were caught. We're looking for runaways. What's in your wagon? Barks a voice. Eggs, sacks of grain, vegetables to sell in the morning market, says our driver, smooth as honey. Search me if you like. I'm no friend of the slave. I keep still as a rock, though it feels like my heart will split. But the searchers are fooled, and at last they gallop off. Our friend laughs and cracks the reins. He calls to his horses, "Giddy up, hope and liberty," and the wagon rolls on. Singing. Birds wake, a rooster calls. I listen tonight, softly falling away. We stop at a little church, deep in a piney wood. I pick the straw from my hair, and I rub my stiff, cramped legs. Our friend takes a stick and draws a map in the dirt of the road we'll take to Canada. "These good folks will carry you on," he says. "You're almost to freedom now." On the trees, the sun comes up. The dark pines glow like gold. Freedom. I take a deep breath, and when I let go, my voice flies up in song. My own song of running in sunshine and dancing through fields. I'll jump every fence in my way. The end. I hope you all enjoyed that book about what it might have been like to be in slavery and escaping the plantations of the South. The next book we will be reading is about the liberation from slavery, about a holiday called Juneteenth, with the book All Different Now, Juneteenth, the First Day of Freedom, by Angela Johnson, illustrated by E.B. Lewis. A June morning breeze off the port blew the smell of honeysuckle past the fields, across the yard, and into our room to wake us. And nobody knew, as we ate a little, talked a little, and headed into the fields, as the sun was rising, that soon it would be all different. Then we worked and worked and worked some more under the hot Texas sun. Until word spread from the port to the town, through the countryside, and into the fields. That a Union general had read from a balcony that we were all now and forever free, and things would be all different now. I watched as my Aunt Laura sang as she held her baby. Mr. Jake, who some say was 100, cried quietly. And a group of grown people bowed their heads and whispered things to each other I could not hear. My mama held my hand softly and looked beyond as another breeze blew over and everything fell to a hush. But later, Papa, Mama, the aunts and uncles, and all of my cousins had an afternoon picnic by the water. My baby brother crawled around our blanket as we listened to the soft sounds of the waves. And as more people joined us, we ate as a free people, laughed as free people, and told stories as free people, on into the night. What was before would be no more. As we walked back home, the cool of the night soothed our feet that padded quietly past the shadowy fields of cotton. And in the morning, the smell of honeysuckle will wake me again, beside my sister and brother, to a time that will be, for all of us, all different now. I hope you all enjoyed that book, and I would like to take a moment to recognize that though slavery ended, the mistreatment and discrimination of Black people continued and still continues today in the United States and all around the world. This month, we will be having episodes every single week on different topics related to Black History Month. Next week, we'll be talking about Black culture with Stephanie. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, and visit our Facebook group. Thank you all for listening, and hope to see you next week.